Have you ever had a crazy idea? One that seemed so big, so out there, that you just laughed it off? Well, what if I told you one of the richest people on the planet built his empire on a series of seemingly impossible ideas? Today, we're diving deep into the story of Elon Musk and figuring out how he went from a kid with a vision to a multi-billionaire shaping our future. This isn't just about the money. It's about the mindset, the failures, and the relentless drive that turns science fiction into reality. It all starts in Pretoria, South Africa, where a young Elon Musk wasn't your typical kid. He was an avid reader, devouring books like The Lord of the Rings and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but he didn't just read for fun. He was soaking up knowledge, teaching himself computer programming by the age of 12 and creating his own video game called Blaster. He sold the code for $500. Not bad for a preteen, right? This early hustle was a glimpse of the entrepreneur to come. He was different, often lost in his own world of ideas, which didn't always make him popular. But this ability to focus intensely on his interests would become his superpower. Tired of the limitations he felt in South Africa, Musk set his sights on America, the land of opportunity. At 17, he moved to Canada, attending Queen's University before transferring to the University of Pennsylvania. Here, he earned degrees in both physics and economics, a powerful combination that would define his future ventures. He saw the world through two lenses: what was physically possible according to the laws of science, and what made economic sense. This dual perspective is key to understanding his success. He wasn't just a dreamer, he was a pragmatic visionary. He briefly enrolled in a PhD program in applied physics at Stanford, but the dot-com boom was calling his name. He dropped out after just 2 days, realizing the internet was a once-in-a-generation wave, and he had to catch it. With his brother Kimball, Elon took a leap of faith. They started Zip2, a company that was basically an online city guide for newspapers. Think an early version of Google Maps and Yelp combined. They had almost no money, sleeping in their office and showering at the local YMCA. They coded day and night, fueled by passion and the belief that the internet was the future. It was a tough grind, but it paid off. In 1999, Compaq bought Zip2 for over $300 million. Elon, still in his late 20s, walked away with $22 million. For most people, that's the end of the story. You're set for life. But for Elon Musk, this was just the beginning. What do you do after becoming a multimillionaire before you're 30? You go bigger. Musk took his winnings and co-founded X.com, an online financial services company. His vision was to revolutionize banking. At the time, sending money online was clunky and difficult. He wanted to make it as easy as sending an email. X.com eventually merged with a rival company called Confinity, which had a little product you might have heard of, PayPal. There were clashes, power struggles, and Musk was even ousted as CEO while on his honeymoon. But the core idea was his, and when eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion, Musk's stake earned him a staggering $180 million. Now he had serious capital, and he was about to bet it all on his wildest dreams yet. With his fortune, Musk could have retired to a private island. Instead, he looked to the stars. He was frustrated by the high cost of space travel and believed humanity's long-term survival depended on becoming a multiplanetary species. His first thought wasn't even to build rockets himself. He tried to buy refurbished rockets from Russia, but they were too expensive and the negotiations were a nightmare. So, he decided to do something insane, build his own. Everyone, from space industry experts to his closest friends, told him he was crazy. They said he'd lose all his money. This is a critical moment. He wasn't an aerospace engineer, but he went back to his first principles, studying physics textbooks to understand the fundamentals of rocketry. In 2002, he founded SpaceX, Space Exploration Technologies, with the audacious goal of making life multiplanetary. While trying to get to Mars, Musk also saw a crisis happening right here on Earth, our dependence on fossil fuels. He believed electric cars were the solution, but they had a terrible reputation. They were seen as slow, ugly, glorified golf carts. He didn't start Tesla, but he was an early investor and chairman in 2004, eventually becoming CEO. He poured his PayPal fortune into both SpaceX and Tesla. His vision for Tesla was to create an electric car that was not just better for the environment, but a better car, period. He wanted to build an electric car that was faster, safer, and more beautiful than any gasoline car on the road. The goal was to destroy the myth that electric meant compromise. The years from 2006 to 2008 were brutal. This was Musk's hell. SpaceX's first 3 rocket launches all ended in spectacular explosions. Each failure pushed the company closer to bankruptcy. Meanwhile, Tesla was bleeding money, facing massive production delays with its first car, the Roadster, and was on the brink of collapse. The 2008 financial crisis hit, and funding dried up. Musk had to make a choice. He had enough money left to save one company, but not both. Pundits were writing obituaries for both SpaceX and Tesla. He was being called a failure, a fool who had squandered his fortune on impossible dreams. This is where most people would have quit. But Elon Musk is not most people. Instead of choosing one company, he doubled down on both. He poured the last of his personal fortune into keeping them alive. He was borrowing money from friends just to pay rent. It was an all-or-nothing gamble. Then, just when things seemed darkest, a miracle happened. In September 2008, SpaceX's 4th Falcon 1 launch was a success. It was the first time a privately funded liquid-fueled rocket had reached orbit. That single success was everything. A few days later, NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to resupply the International Space Station. The company was saved. Around the same time, on Christmas Eve, Tesla secured a last-minute funding round, saving it from bankruptcy by mere hours. Musk had stared into the abyss and survived. From that near-death experience, both companies began a meteoric rise. Tesla launched the Model S, a car that won countless awards and proved electric vehicles could be the best in the world. They built gigafactories, revolutionized manufacturing, and made electric cars mainstream. SpaceX, meanwhile, mastered reusable rockets, a feat that slashed the cost of spaceflight and allowed them to dominate the launch industry. They started launching satellites for their Starlink internet service and began flying astronauts to the space station for NASA, ending America's reliance on Russia for human spaceflight. Musk wasn't just running companies. He was fundamentally changing entire industries that had been stagnant for decades. So, what's the secret sauce? How did he do it? It comes down to a few key principles. First principles thinking. Instead of reasoning by analogy, which is what most people do, Musk breaks problems down to their fundamental physical truths and reasons up from there. Why are rockets so expensive? He didn't accept the industry's answer. He broke it down to the cost of the raw materials and realized he could build them for a fraction of the price. Second, a relentless work ethic. The man is famous for working 80 to 100-hour weeks and sleeping in his factories to solve problems. He believes that if you work twice as hard as your competitors, you can achieve in 1 year what takes them 2. Third, an insane tolerance for risk. He bet his entire fortune not once, but twice, on ideas everyone told him were impossible. And finally, a mission-driven purpose. He's not just trying to make money. He genuinely believes that accelerating the transition to sustainable energy and making humanity a multi-planetary species are crucial for our survival. This powerful mission attracts the best talent in the world and inspires them to do the impossible. From a nerdy kid in South Africa to the architect of our electric and interplanetary future, Elon Musk's journey is a testament to the power of a big idea combined with unwavering determination. His story teaches us that the biggest barriers are often the ones we create in our own minds. It's about questioning assumptions, working harder than you think is possible, and never, ever giving up on a future you believe in, no matter how crazy it seems. What will he do next? With projects like Neuralink, which aims to merge our brains with AI, and The Boring Company, trying to solve city traffic with tunnels, it's clear he's just getting started. The kid who sold a video game for $500 is still that same person, just playing on a much, much bigger field. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the minds of the world's greatest innovators. Let me know in the comments which of Elon's projects you're most excited about. See you next time.